John Miller's wired into Miami, New York, and about 14 other cities. What did you learn from Jonathan Miller?
So there's, the death of the cities has been greatly exaggerated. There's been a sort of reshuffling of the seats, but people aren't fleeing New York and San Francisco for Florida and Arizona, as those headlines suggest. They're fleeing New York for Brooklyn and Queens. They're fleeing San Francisco for the surrounding environs. Yeah, you definitely have, when you put together those net numbers each month, it's net inflows versus outflows. And while we had a lot of outflows from March of 2020 for at least the next 6 months, remember, inflows were frozen. It was exceedingly different. And now, last month was one of the biggest months in Manhattan real estate in terms of rentals and purchases.
What is price doing? I mean, whenever you have a natural disaster or shock, price adjusts. Give us the Ritholtz take on price dynamics for commercial real estate.
So you have two factors that are interacting at the same time. On the one hand, department stores and offices, we've been wildly overbuilt in department stores for 2 decades compared to either the UK or Germany or Japan. Look at any other Western civilization economy. Much more square footage per capita here than there. So that's going away. Some of it is being replaced with things like WeWork. Some of it is being replaced with logistical hubs and offices. I'm sorry, not offices, warehouses. But the estimate is that we probably have come to the realization that we have about 20% excess office space, much of which is going to be converted to residential over the next 5 or so years. And the thinking is we're looking at a pretty substantial reset, both in supply of housing, if not low-income housing, certainly more affordable housing on both the rental market and the co-op and condo market, because there just hasn't been land to build more. And now suddenly, hey, we have all these buildings, convert them to residential, and bang, there's another 500 people in a building. Play that out block after block in big cities, and suddenly there's a lot more residential real estate. P.S. Going through, we reopened our office officially yesterday, and we had a lot of people in. It's kind of shocking how Midtown is still a bit of a ghost town. But the surrounding residential areas, they're just popping.
Well, but Barry, that's where I wanted to go. This idea that you did reopen your office and you were pleasantly surprised at just how many people showed up. And you've got Goldman Sachs, you've got JP Morgan setting a schedule for when they expect people back in the office. Is there a feeling among some of the people who you work with that perhaps rumors of the office and the death of it have been greatly exaggerated as well, given the idea that people want to be around other people?
For sure, and there's a couple of things that really stood out. So the 4 partners at Ritholtz Wealth Management said we would come in, and everybody else, it was optional. We were surprised. We had 20 people show up, including my boy Jonathan Novi flew in from Chicago, shocked everybody just to be there. He's been vaccinated for months, so he was comfortable doing that. It's still masks in public places. Everybody in the firm is fully vaccinated. So what you learn is a lot of the work we all do day to day. You can walk into your spare bedroom at home or your office in the office, shut the door and do the work. But that's just your particular work. It's not the work of operating a firm. You have to be able to maintain a corporate culture and have everybody understand the firm's goals and the way we operate. And you have to be able to. We met yesterday for the first time, 2 people we've hired over the past year that we've never met in person. That's like a crazy thing. And it's not easy to hire remotely. Not that it's easy to hire in person. Studies show humans are terrible at that. But it's just fascinating that, oh my God, I just met somebody who's been working for me for 6 months. So it's not that everything is going to change. I think the emphasis on what can only be done together is what we're going to spend more time doing in the office. And the 9 to 5, Monday to Friday routine, that's Brontosaurus burgers. That's old stuff. It'll be fewer hours, fewer days, more people coming and going, but not everybody here every day, morning to night.